We thought we'd kick it off by telling you how I spent my weekend down in Palm Beach, Florida with Turning Point Action. This is the Charlie Kirk group that involves thousands and thousands of college students, probably more than that nationwide. But at the event, we had some 4,000 or 5,000 of college students and supporters and others who were there to listen to mainly President Trump, who appeared. Tucker was also there. It was really fun to see him. And I was there among many, many others in politics and elsewhere, more affiliated with the right for sure. And it was fascinating and it was wonderful. One of my favorite things that I did while there was speak to a roundtable of college students with Charlie. And my God, what these kids are going through. My God. One of the things that really jumped out at me was the young women talking about how there are no masculine men anymore on college campuses. I mean, honestly, they were talking about how they're stuck with the man bun everywhere they turn. Oh no, how are we going to reproduce the next generation? All these effeminized men who've been schooled by these left-leaning liberal women on their toxic masculinity, who now think the answer is to burst out into tears at every turn. My God, it's not. Please don't. The future of humanity requires you to be hunters and gatherers and brave warriors and not to turn into women. It was kind of scary. But these are more conservative-leaning college students who are talking about being conservative on college campuses that are, of course, overwhelmingly liberal, and how they understand very well that they're going to be downgraded on certain papers and so on if they don't toe the party line, meaning the leftist party line, and the courage it takes to push back against that. I also learned that Clemson is not that liberal. So that was good to hear. Clemson, South Carolina, it's a great school. But I thus, far believed that it was pretty much Hillsdale or Liberty for those of us who want our kids to go to non-indoctrinating leftist schools. Clemson. All right, go Tigers. In any event, then we moved on to the evening session. And just before the evening session, I got the chance to sit with my friend Tucker Carlson, who you guys know we've been friends for a long, long time, well before his primetime role at Fox. And I used to have him on my show all the time when I was in the primetime. And I knew back then he was a star who was being underutilized. And as I've told you before, was the one who recommended to Lachlan Murdoch that they elevate him to the prime time. Obviously, he's made a go of it, and he's become an international star. And you spend 2 minutes with Tucker, and you're totally reminded of why. He's just completely magnetic. He's such a happy warrior. He's been through the ringer these past few months, and just all smiles and easy to be with, happy to see the bright side of virtually everything, including what's happened to him. And we had a great meeting with Tucker, his executive producer, Justin Wells, and Abby and I. And all I can tell you is, to be a fly on that wall, your jaw would have dropped at some of the things that we exchanged. More on that as the days and weeks and months go by. There are just some really interesting things. Fox News has not yet sued Tucker, and all I'll tell you is they should not. It would be a mistake, as I've said before, but I believe it even more strongly now than ever. Don't do it, Fox. You're going to be really sorry. It's not going to end well for you or anyone on your side if you go after him. Just let him go. You fired him. He wants to give back the money, just wants to make a living doing the news. Just let him. Don't be dumb. And so in any event, more on that as I said, as time passes. Now, one of the most interesting things I did was have a private audience with former President Donald Trump. When he came into the arena, we met just one-on-one. And, there were his team was standing nearby, but he and I got a one-on-one together for the first time in years. And it was frankly great to see him. All that nonsense between us is under the bridge. And he could not have been more magnanimous. It's just, the thing about Trump is he commands the room. He walks in, and it's not just because he's a former president now, because I knew him before that. There's just something about him. It's like an aura that sort of takes over the room. There's only one person you can look at. I remember when he was doing Celebrity Apprentice, and Geraldo was on it, and John Rich was on it, and John Rich, I think it was, invited me to an event for Celebrity Apprentice, and you went there, and same thing. Trump walks in, like the whole room turns. It's Donald Trump. Well, even more so now. He could not have been nicer or more generous. and had some interesting thoughts about the debates, whether he's going to attend. I wouldn't bet on it. I would not bet on him attending at least that first Fox News debate. If I had to put money on it, it's Trump, so he could change his mind. But that was my feeling in having talked to him, though I didn't commit one way or the other. And we had a great exchange. I thought it was interesting, as a journalist, as a woman, as a human who went through so much with Trump. We've had our ups and downs, it's fair to say. To me, there was a lesson in that kind moment between the two of us. And it was that even as a journalist, if you can take your own ego out of it, and I went through a lot as Trump attacked me for those 9 months. I've documented that in my book and elsewhere. But if you can take your ego out of it, and if you can be quick to sort of get past these confrontations and these negative experiences, you can open up such possibility for yourself. You can open up a field of wellness, of positivity, of good relationships. So take the fact that it's Donald Trump, former president, and Megyn Kelly, well-known journalist, out of it. This could be true for you in your life. This could be true. If you can just find a way to say, you know what, that was yesterday. I'm here on today. I'm looking at tomorrow. I just think it's a testament to how people can change and people can rebuild relationships and people can move forward in a positive way. And I know I'm not the only one, because when Trump took to the stage and addressed the roaring crowd, which was completely in his corner, he said the following, which caught my attention. Listen to Trump talking about yours truly. It's SOT 12.
And Megyn Kelly, she was the one that gave me that terrible question where I said only Rosie O'Donnell. Thank God I came up with that. I would have been, because she had plenty of other names going. I didn't like that. The place went crazy. Nobody ever heard the other names, so I considered that a very good answer. But that was a hell of a question. But she has been all, and she's been great. And by the way, not to me. She's been great for the country. She wants our country to survive. So it's not for me.
So it's amusing, as always. I didn't actually have a list of other women, but his point is well taken. He did do well with that question, and the Rosie O'Donnell comment brought down the House when he made it. But he's right that it's the country I care about. And whether it's Trump or some other leader on the right, I've made pretty clear I don't see how you can vote for somebody on the other side who can't say what a woman is, right? Who's trying to indoctrinate our children in just backwards racial thinking, who wants children with body parts cut off before they hit age 18. How can you vote for that? So it could be Donald Trump, could be Ron DeSantis, could be Tim Scott, could be Aunt Nikki Haley, all these people offering a vision that is much more clear-headed and positive for our country than what we're seeing right now on the left. So it was great to see him. He was extremely popular at this event, which is more in Trump's corner. He won the poll, I think I was like 97% over any other candidate. DeSantis declined to attend the event, which I think was a mistake. No, it's not his crowd, but he would have gotten such points if he had just shown up in Palm Beach and said, hey, I'm Ron DeSantis. I know you're more with Trump, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you and try to win you over. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Donald Trump for helping me get elected the first time. I do think we have differing visions. That's why I'm running. It wouldn't have taken that much for him to say that. Vivek was there. He made, there were others there. So I think DeSantis missed an opportunity. He did go to the Iowa summit, which Tucker actually was at the night before moderating. I don't know if you watched any of those debates on The Blaze. They're on YouTube now. They're very good. It's fun to watch Tucker sit across from these folks and sort of, he's got a very clear vision of how he wants the country to be and how he wants the Republican Party to be, and gave it right to these candidates in a respectful way, and had a couple of them on their heels. For sure, there were some tense exchanges. DeSantis sat with Tucker, and I think he did the best in that interview that I've seen him do. He was a little bit more relaxed. He uses these colloquialisms like every day and twice on Sunday, that they're a little dated. They make him sound a little stodgy. He's only 44. I'm older than DeSantis. Why am I thinking he sounds stodgy? But I think it's just how he is. He's a little nerdy, but that's okay. It's okay to be a little nerdy when you're running for president of the United States. But in any event, substantively, I thought he did very well in his exchange with Tucker. And it just, to me, was a testament to how he needs to get back out there more. He needs to put himself out there more. He needs the practice, and he needs people to get to know him better as opposed to whatever image they have. That happened as we get news that his campaign is now shedding staff, that they are underperforming expectations, at least so far. So he's got a bunch of money in his super PAC, tons of money in his super PAC, less in his actual campaign. And they've been spending a lot in the past several months on ads and other things. And now they're getting rid of staff. He needs a shakeup is the bottom line. And one is underway. He suggested this weekend on Fox that he is going to be putting himself out there in a more robust way over the next 6 months or so. I've been very transparent with all of you, going back several months, that I've been asking him to sit with us for months and been getting the back of the hand. And recently we reached out again, and this time he accepted. So I will be sitting with Governor Ron DeSantis. Next week, I'll be traveling back down to Florida to interview him for the first time and to meet him for the first time. I'm very much looking forward to it. He knows it's not going to be an easy interview, but it's not going to be a jugular removal either. Like always, when you come on this show, especially if you're a politician, it's going to be fair, balanced, and based in fact. So we're looking forward to doing that and to bringing it to you. And we're grateful that the campaign has accepted. And I expect we'll be sitting with President Trump in the not too distant future as well. Summer used to mean I was kicking off the sheets every night to try to stay cool. Perhaps you've been there. But that all changed thanks in part to my discovery of Cozy Earth bedding. I now sleep comfortably even on those hot, awful nights, and you can too. Simply swap out your current sheets for soft, breathable, temperature-regulating sheets from Cozy Earth, the brand with thousands of 5-star reviews, including my own. If you do not agree that you are sleeping cooler, more comfortably this summer, they will refund your purchase price plus shipping, no questions asked, and you get 100 nights to try them out. How can Cozy Earth make such a guarantee, right? After 100 nights, if you don't like it, send it back in, you get a refund. How? Because their bedding is made from viscose, from bamboo, so it traps less heat, enabling people to sleep cooler, more comfortably year-round. For a limited time, save up to 40% on Cozy Earth. Go to CozyEarth.com, enter my promo code MEGYN at checkout, and that will save you up to 40% off your order. Try them for 100 nights. If you don't sleep cooler, send them on back in for a full refund. CozyEarth.com, promo code Megyn. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.